Hi, I'm Rocky Supinger, the Associate Pastor for Youth Ministry at Fourth Church, and I'm joined by Katie Patterson, who is our Youth Ministry Program Manager, and by Allie Green, who is our Director for our Urban Youth Mission Program. And we're just going to spend a little time this morning telling you about what youth ministry looks like right now and has looked like since March, since we began stay at home. So Katie, can you give a brief overview of what youth ministry actually has been doing during all this time?
Yeah, it's been a busy time for us in youth ministry. It's been a unique time in which we've been able to connect the youth with the church at large through different projects. The youth have been involved in Pen Pals with our Center for Life and Learning program. They were able to make devotions during the shutdown that we posted on our YouTube channel. We've made face masks, sent thank you notes to essential workers. All of this on top of our weekly gatherings that now just take place on Zoom, and we do our Bible studies in junior high and senior high gatherings. We've continued that through the summer because this is a time in which we really value community. And on top of that, we've been able to create interest group small groups. We've done a theology reading group that meets weekly. 4 times so far, and we created a YouTube video production team that met and worked on figuring out how to try and do ministry through YouTube. And then we were able to have our youth involved in learning so much about what the church does by having them do the Urban Youth Mission virtual learning experience, which Allie put together for us.
Yeah, and so this is our first time of trying to do the Urban Youth Mission Program, which has been in existence since 2014, to do it completely online. Allie, how's that been for you?
It's been a great time to kind of experiment with some new options. We've had the opportunity to test out some virtual programming with so far about a dozen of Fourth's youth. We just did our first week of programming centered around homelessness and the pandemic. So we got to hear from a few of our partner agencies, including the Social Service Center here at Fourth, as well as some of our other partners in the community, which is something that we wouldn't usually get to do if we were doing our usual programming, but we've got the opportunity to kind of partner a little bit differently with those agencies this time around.
Can you name just a couple of those agencies that we've partnered with?
Sure. So last week we got to hear some from the Night Ministry and their transitional housing program, and we also got to hear from Facing Forward and learn a little bit about permanent supportive housing.
Thanks. And then next week is our first crack at this with senior high youth. So Allie, you've been staying busy too. Well, what I'll say as the Associate Pastor for Youth Ministry is that I've actually been really pleasantly surprised by the capabilities that we have in this time. When this all began back in March, there was a lot of uncertainty, and I think personally speaking, a lot of fear that we would lose kind of what's essential about ministry with young people at Fourth. And not that there haven't been things that we've lost, there surely are, but being able to connect on a regular basis, on a weekly basis with community of junior high youth and senior high youth has actually been better than I thought it would be. And a lot of that has to do with the students themselves. They're committed and they're fully engaged and they're still curious. And when they're there, they're a real gift. And another big part of that has to do with our youth ministry leaders from the church membership who have remained committed, who have continued to lead, not just participate, but lead these sessions in ways that maybe they had never had to do before. And they have all been really great as a continuing presence for our students. So this is where we are, and this is how our ministry with young people is going to continue to look for the foreseeable future. And I have more hope about that than I maybe thought I would have in March. And that has everything to do with my confidence in the people who are doing this ministry, from the church membership and the staff, as well as the young people themselves. So Katie, Allie, thank you for all the work that you are doing. And here's to more youth ministry to come.